Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am the Motorcycle Rescuer and this is Motorcycle Rescuer. So yes, welcome back. Got some bits to look at today. We've got, what have we got? Carb for the Piaggio Fly. Now this company have wound me up for two reasons. One is that this is meant to be a fully functional working carb. And then they sent it to me like this with a completely broken choke, which makes it not a fully functional working carb. If I didn't have an original carb, I wouldn't be able to swap parts over. And that was 40 quid plus postage, so it wasn't cheap for a second-hand Piaggio carb. So that's annoyed me. I have messaged them, but they're not very good at messaging back. So I'm going to wait on that. If they keep being as bad as they are, I'm going to expose them. The other thing they did was they said they use Royal Mail. Now I've said in the past, I like to use Royal Mail because all these other companies, they do all their slyness to not post to you all the time, DPD, all of them. And this, so they said it was Royal Mail 24 hour. I ordered it on Monday, bank holiday Monday, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and actually I had to go and pick it up today from a local area, a depot, and actually it's still a 20-minute walk there, 20-minute walk back, because they just didn't use Royal Mail, they used DPD, who pretend to deliver it when they didn't. That winds me up. So if this company don't respond well, then I'm going to expose them. New throttle cable, new intake manifold, new carb CG125 jetted for the Lex motorbike. Very popular video that, guys. You lot are loving it. I'm not sure why. I mean, it's a cool little bike. I can't see its potential or end game, if I'm being honest yet. I just see a rough looking Chinese bike, but you guys seem to really like it. Which is great. And these are exciting for me. These are the new throttle cables for the Triumph Bonneville, the 73 or 72 Bonneville, because the ones we've got aren't the correct one for the Amal carbs, and these definitely are. So I think we can get that Triumph running beautifully at some point. Today's focus though has to be sorting out this carb and putting it on the Fly. If the Fly goes back to being a good running full speed Fly, I need to button it up. It's got its GSMOT, it's got its keys, and I need to advertise it. We've got to get some funds flowing through this little charity. I still owe John and Sultan, remember, from their little projects as well. So that's the aim. I'm going to put my choke on this one in hope that my choke is fine and working, which I think it is, and chuck this straight on. I'm not going to bother cleaning it out at this stage. Sometimes if you do things like that, you're just causing more trouble. If it works, runs and rides, well, done, dusted, leave it alone. If it doesn't, then of course I'll break it out, give it a clean and see what we're working with. So let me pop the little Fly out and then we will start playing, I guess. Okay, so new carb on and in. I've sucked some fuel through. It's not got its throttle cable. I can just throttle it from here. I don't know if the battery's got enough juice in it to crank it over. My hope is it just starts. At this stage, just start, and then ideally it will run and ride well and feel as it should, because it's got its GSMOT. So at the same time, together, we'll give it a start-up. Now, you know my start-ups are always genuine, because how many times does it go wrong? The battery's dead or fuel spills. So genuine first start-up with this new carb. It may or may not do anything. Exactly. Alright everyone, so we don't really know yet what's going to happen. New carb, we don't. At best, it's going to start run and ride at its full potential. At worst, it's not going to start at all. In between, it's going to start run and ride, but still feel a little bit gentle and a lack of top end. If it does have that, my next step is to look at the valves. Let's see if we can get anything from this. Yeah, but Gary's bandit is there, yeah. Nothing, he's gone on holiday.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe I have to stop when I go away on holiday and tell us not back here.
Look, if you leave the bike here, it's at your own risk. Okay guys, so that's good news kind of from an immediate point of view, but it doesn't feel as powerful or any more powerful than it was before when I took it for MOT. So I can't tell. What I have to do is throw the bowl back on, just loose-ish, and give it a run. But to me, it feels like it did anyway when it was a bit lacking on the top end. Okay guys, so it's got a huge lack of power. Valves. It's valves next, simple as that. You've seen me do it before-ish on these Piaggios. Front cover off. That's your kind of first step. Front cover off. Then you need to get to your side cover to get your timing mark, to see that you're top dead center, and go from there. It's a pain, but it's also not the end of the world. So we need this side cover off, and we need this cam cover off. That's the main thing. We need to be able to see in there, and we need to be able to see in there. They're 8mm, that's easy enough, but just be gentle with them. And then that side is self-explanatory. You may even be able to see in, but I am going to pop it off. Okay guys, front cover off, valve cover, and always check this piece here, the emissions tube. It's not actually emissions tube, the air release tube, because remember they commonly scrape away and have holes in them. Now here's our valves, right? Now I'm not saying there's any issues yet, but you've got 4 valve mark on the cams, and you've got a 2 valve mark. Now this is 1 and 2. This is 1 and 2. So this is 2. Now these are at the moment slightly adjusted. So I mean, until I turn it to the 4, to the 2, I can't be correct. But if I turn it to the 2, then we'll see if they're extremely loose or extremely tight. At the moment, they look adjusted spot on to me in the 4 valve position. So that could make sense as to why it's not running well. This is me being extremely hopeful at this stage. So let me spin the engine a touch more, get the 2 valve lined up with the dots up here. That's quite simple on this. And then see what the valves look like from there. So the valves are set correctly, actually. There's no point messing around with that. I think for my peace of mind next, I need to take the belt off. I think I've got to get the belt off and run it. So I'll take the belt off and I'll nip up the crank, or take it all off, either way. Fire it up again and see if it runs more freely. At the moment you can hear it when we start it, it sounds choked almost. I can pop the belt off and see if it sounds better. Other thing you can try is popping the airbox off and seeing if it sounds better. It shouldn't do, but it might do if there was something wrong there, but there's not. I mean, it's an airbox, it's doing its thing. Variator is the next kind of step for me. If the belt is too tight or something like that, or something's not right down there, then it could be restricting this. So that's what I need to look at. Alright guys, so popping the rear end off, as in the variator stuff, didn't make any difference at all. It's running really badly. Daniel, who actually is a member now, you go through my head when I do stuff like this, and I automatically think, do a compression test. And that's what I'm going to do. If I can get this equipment in there. These bikes are designed so badly, it's so hard to get down there. But I'm going to try and get the compression test in and just quickly do a quick test and see what's going on. Me being me, I'd now be stripping this engine down, but it doesn't hurt to do the test. So let's do that for kind of peace of mind. And to be fair, if the compression's good, then in a way we need to move away from that area. Then that's not the issue. Maybe then I'll go for a drip fuel line to see, just in case there's anything restricting the fuel. And to be fair, the other thing I didn't do today was clean that carb. It could be gunked up, but it's high hopes. It ran better on the old carb in the old system than it does with this one, so it could be carb, but I doubt it. So there is bits to look at, but I think let's get a compression test done, and that should tell us roughly what's going on. 120 or higher is probably what we're looking for. 150 to 170 would be absolutely spot on. It's not a high mileage engine, if of course it is the original engine, so it should be okay-ish. So let's check out the compression. I don't know how well I got the test kit in. It's so hard to get into the spark plugs on these things. But let's see. Throttle wide open, crank it over till it stops. I want anywhere kind of around the 10 mark in red, which is just at 150, 140, 150. Let's have a look. .120 psi, that's low. That's low. And more importantly, will it hold? So we're on the 8 at the moment. I'm going to leave you set up. You can see it's on the 8. Can I zoom in? No, I can't. Right, we're on the 8. Let's watch it for a minute. Let's see if it drops, because that's kind of one of the things. It's a valve thing. Is it sealing? It is. But 120 psi seems low to me, which would indicate a top end rebuild. In fact, I need your help. Let me know. 120. It's not 125. It's 120 psi. My best guess is saying that is not appropriate. No, it's not. 120 psi. I mean, it explains everything. It'd be quite cool. We'll do a top end, at least have a look at the top end. But for now, we better wrap up. There's nothing more we can do here. So we'll pull this bike out again soon. But tomorrow's video, that's Sunday, or whenever it comes out in the week, we'll look at the putting together the Lex Moto, seeing if we can get it on an original carb system, running and riding well. Once again, in the comments, let me know if that PSI seems Okay.